Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly along with James Smith. I'm Lyle Stokes. James, we got the Avid Fisherman on with us tonight.
Yes,
But
sir.
before we get started, I have some tournament results from Tri-City Catfish Tournament in Helena River Park. Before we get started, this damn thing,
We got an echo.
we're going to get rid of it right now. I can't shut it off before I start, and I forget to do it when I start.
And
So,
before he starts, guys and gals, the only way that you can get the results from tournaments is let Lyle or me know about the tournaments and the results, or because we ain't gonna chase you down, are we, Lyle?
no, you just don't have time to do it, but we're happy to announce them
Yes.
if you send them in to us. And that, if you got an upcoming event or if you have results from an event that was in the past, we'll gladly announce that for you. But you got to send them to us. And as Mr. Mayo done, he sent them to me today, and I'm going to lead them to you right now. They had 35 boats. First place went to Joe Hardy and Barry Wilson with 118.84 pounds. Second place was Brad Stout, Billy Littleton, and Andy Needham with 96.68 pounds. Third place was Brian Mayo and Cam Pollywog Pitts with 73.69 pounds. Fourth place was Adam Long and Brad Box with 73.53 pounds, and fifth place was Sterling Tatro and Tanya Kidd with 71.56 pounds. And if I scroll down through here, I can find that the big fish, I seen it a while ago, 56 pounds. That's a great big fish.
You better
That's
say
a big
Gal's
fish.
name right. She'll be calling you.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, she will. And that's okay. I
Yeah.
like even if she's on me a little bit. I like to shoot the bull with her. She's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I got to tell you a story about her before we get started. Benji brought her up. They was out working on their boat one night, and I made the statement that that they was a couple. I did not know that that was his daughter.
Yeah.
She got a little butthurt about that. She informed me right quick that she was his daughter, not his wife. And
I enjoy talking with Brian. We talked with him.
oh,
He's at me next couple of shows. He's got Lyle. I got signed up. Not this week, but the next week. Did you see the pictures of all them young girls that come in second place in that tournament?
no, I haven't.
He posted them up, or Cam posted them up. I don't remember who posted them up. Bunch of little girls, but they come in second place. They lost by 6 ounces, Lyle.
Oh no.
And these little old girls, but he said they had a blast all day on the boat with them young girls. Well, in 2 weeks, we going to have those little young girls on the show with me. So
Oh, that'll be fun.
that'll be fun.
That will be fun. I
That's our
got
futures of the sport.
that's exactly right. I got a message here from Brad Beck saying no results from the ICA or the MBT tonight. It's okay, Brad. Thank you so
Okay.
much. We'll look for those next week if you have them.
Yep.
So
Like I said, we give a few shout outs here, Lyle.
let's do it.
I see William Warner Pork Chop. That looks like a new name. Maybe not. I can't remember all the names. Ernie Brown, Nick. I ain't gonna say that last name. Carico. Fishing with a Chad. Laughing Cat. Creole's in the house. Mike Irvin. Palmetto's in the house. Hooks and Hammock. Grab a few. I'm gonna have to scan down. I scanned all the way to the top, and I've lost some.
That's easy to do.
Let me see.
See
Well,
what you can grab.
let me see if I can grab a couple here. We got the weekend angler, a couple crosses fishing. Hello, Betty and Brandon. Philip Williams, the weekend angler. Jeremy Hedge, Maurice Kaysen, Ernie Brown, Tony Harrison, Greenwell Fishing,
Joe Buck,
Roger with Muskrat Adventures,
Nebraska Wildcats.
Sharina keeping it real. Mad Catters. We got an announcement from Mad Catters going to be coming up here in a little bit, so bear with us.
Sir Finn's catfishing. Is that new?
What's that?
Sir Finn's.
Now he's been in here before, but hasn't been in the chat too many times. So welcome him back again.
Yep.
World. Sharina, Dale Hayslip, 3+1. Got a great video out. You guys need to check that out. I think I said Maurice, but I'm going to say Maurice again. We're always so glad to have him. Philip Williams, Fins and Finds, Mr. Gadget, Ernie Brown, Uncle Lou. Welcome, Lee.
Jay Fox Hunter.
Yep, I got that and at the same time.
Yeah.
There's
I was trying to make sure I didn't miss any.
Mike Irwin, Laughing Cat Fishing.
There's the Cat Queen, 812 Cat Queen, and her husband, I'm sure, is in listening.
Joe Newman, Hooks and Hammocks, Papa Ed, Fishing with the Squirrel, Team Grasshopper, Bryant Murphy, Team Grasshopper. That's a new one.
Yeah,
that is a new one.
Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely, Petey. Thank you so much. It means the world to us.
Brad Bex.
Brad Bex is a good guy. He's always in here. Larry King.
Mr. Rob Mack. George Ray. I think that's, I don't know. George Ray I've seen in here before, but Mr. Rob Mack I haven't seen. Thank you for coming in. If you have and I hadn't seen your name, I do apologize. Y'all get by us sometimes real fast, and we don't get all of them.
There's George Ray.
I don't know if you got Jay Fox Hunter.
We did.
Yeah, we just got him.
But we can have him do him again. There's John Patrick Jr.
Yes, sir. We thank everybody for coming in and enjoying us.
Fishing TV, how you doing tonight?
There you go.
Justin's Fishing Fetish.
That rascal Twisted, he fishes some cool places, Lyle.
He does. He fishes a lot of small rivers and stuff and catches a lot of fish. There's Chad in there. Is D. There's D. Gary Thompson.
Parker Pursuits. Yeah.
Got a bunch of you in here. We want to welcome you all to the show tonight. We appreciate it. We've got a great guest, but I did get another result sent to me from the Catfishing for Kids tournament that was held over the weekend with Roger Dunn. And most fish was Bubba Ferguson. 6-pound big fish was Bryce Jacobs. Our 6 fish was, and the biggest fish was Bryce Jacobs, 7.12 pounds, and the smallest fish was Lauren Murillo. Day 2 will be 8-2, so that's coming up. That's a great event.
Yes.
To have. Here's another one. Tournament results that Chadwick says I beat D in bluegill fishing, but I think she let me because it was Father's Day. All righty.
See the Has Life Stonefly. I hadn't seen Stonefly out here in a while.
No, I haven't either, but we're glad to have him back. Yep. We really are. So
Robert
that's
Andrews.
Awesome.
Now, we've got a lot of people that's hung out with us for a long time, and it's good to see them come in and it lets us know that we're doing something right.
That's exactly right. And some of them are here every week. There's Has Life. I see Paula Smith's name, so I assume that she is here. Sogo. You know, a lot of these people have been here for years and years and years.
Yep.
And this week is the 7th year of Catfish Weekly.
Wow.
Congratulations.
It wasn't on to this date.
You're right.
But it was 7 years ago this week that we started Catfish Weekly. So, and I want to thank Chris and and Doc and Chuck and Paul and all the people that's been involved with it. You yourself, James, all the people, JR, everybody that has brought Catfish Weekly to the point it's at today. And if I miss some of you guys, I'm terribly sorry. But you know what? Each and every person played a role in getting us here. Brian Lanham was part of the show in the beginning. And, you know, it took all of us to make it get to the point that it's at. And it has been an outstanding ride. I enjoy it as much now as I did in the beginning, probably more so because we was all a little nervous at the start, but
And it's easier to bring guests in now.
it is. It is. Thank you,
Trust me, I know
Creole.
I'm trying to find guests.
Thank you, Creole. We appreciate it so much. But yeah, 7 years is a milestone.
Yeah.
I really thought we'd have 5,000 people subscriptions by now, but we haven't. But we're getting close. And when we reach 5,000 subscriptions, we're going to give away a really nice fishing rod to somebody. But it'll have to be a subscriber. But we'll get into that more once we get into there. Thank you, Haz. We appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
So what he's saying, people, is share, thumbs up, share, thumbs up, share, thumbs up.
That's how we'll get it to that point, because
Yes, sir.
5,000 is a huge number, and most all of the big channels that I've talked to over there, is once they hit that, it starts going faster for whatever reason, and we'll see if that happens with us. But non-fishing and non-live shows of fishing, that's become a really big part of what we do. And here recently, we haven't been able to do that, so we're probably going to work on that this summer and see if we can't help push that along. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Means a bunch to us.
I see.
For 5,000, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Sogo. We appreciate it.
Keith DeBose Outdoors come in loud. Catfish Regulators. J-Dog come in.
Always glad to have Jason. Yeah, and Cindy just made a post. She said we missed 5 shows, but I think we missed – I had it figured up when I talked to Dieter and done a show with him, but I think it was 6. In 7 years, we've missed 6 or 7 shows that was supposed to be on a Monday night. They started out on Sunday nights, but I don't think we ever missed a Sunday night show. But I think we've missed 6 in 7 years, and it might have been – they give or take, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been 5, it might have been 7, but I think it was 6. But either way, that's a lot of shows with very few missed and no replays.
And you done quite a few shows, Lyle, where you wasn't sitting at home doing the shows.
Oh, we have a couple of hundred.
Location.
Yeah, we got a couple of hundred that we done. Thank you, Brian. That we done remotes out from different tournaments and live events. We done a bunch of live events from the Catfish conferences over the years. We made the first several of them in a row. We never missed one. We was there, and we do 30 to 45-minute stints, and then we take a break and we come back and we do them all day for 2 days. Which makes for a long couple of days and then drive home. But we enjoyed it so much, whether it was just Cindy and I or whether it was Cindy and Doc and I. Didn't really matter. We had a good time doing it. And I done them at different shows, different throughout the Midwest. I've been everywhere from Kansas City to just all of them. We done a lot of Fishing for Freedom stuff.
What I've done is I went back and I started watching from the very start of Catfish Weekly, and I made a list so I can go back and try to catch all of them and watch how Catfish Weekly has progressed. But not just Catfish Weekly, but catfishing itself has progressed.
Yeah.
That it shows in your shows because y'all went over so many different things over the years. You can actually see the progression and the technology advancement in catfishing.
Yeah. That's very true. Thank you, Betty. Thank you so much. I tell you something that has changed that I can tell every time I go back and look at one of the beginning shows. This is a lot wider now than it used to be. Yeah, but that gives you something to look forward to in the next 7 years.
I'm older than I look. I am way older than what I look. I may look like I'm 45, but I'm not.
Well, Avid, welcome to Catfish Weekly. It's been a long time coming to get you on here. We're glad to have you. And Bass and More. I do too, Cindy. I miss doing the shows at Bass and More. We would go down there for Monsters on the Ohio. and we'd go down there and we'd sit in there from like 10 o'clock in the morning until 7 or 8 at night doing interviews with people. And one night we had a young man that I told them if they got him down there, I would stay until they got there, and I forgot about it. And we got done doing interviews, and I was packed up, and they showed up. I was loading up. He said, you told us if we get him down there, you do a show. And I said, I did tell you that, and we're going to unload her and set her up. And we set it up. Thank you, PD. And we done an interview with him and his family. And then another couple of people come in, and we got out of there about 9 o'clock that night. And we just kept doing them because the people wanted us to. And that's what we done. And Bass and Moore was one of the most fun places that we ever done interviews. And the last several years, Joe Kirby and some of his buddies would have a table, and we would be setting up, and they'd be in front of us out of the camera's way. They'd be sitting there playing pitch, and they'd play cards all afternoon while we was doing shows. I had one of the most favorite interviews I ever had with Jim Catman Clark's daughter down there. She's such a sweet little girl, and she wanted to do an interview, and we set it up, and she was the first on one of the stints, and we really enjoyed that, and I'll never forget it. It was a lot of fun.
We got Team Wampus Cat, Mr. Mike Chavez come in here, want to be outdoors. I had another one, but it done got past me. Eddie Gross, however you want to say his name. New names. LG Bass is in the house.
LG.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Avid, thank you for coming in with us tonight, my friend.
You're welcome. Like I was telling you guys before the show, I was never expecting this.
Well, we need to we try to get all the people on here that we can, but I have to tell you, to be quite honest, some people are on other shows and stuff, and some of them don't want to do a show with us. A lot of the people that we've asked over the years, and it's not as much that way now as it used to be. I used to run into a lot of people that didn't have the internet connection, or they didn't have the phone connection, or they didn't have this, or didn't have it. Some of them just didn't want to do it. All right. But when you started doing your show, we talked about this, doing shows, and then somehow it gets off on the other thing. And
I remember when you first came on and was one of my guests, and a lot of people in chat was hinting at you to get me on Catfish Weekly.
My memory's not what it used to be, but
that was over a year ago, though.
Yeah, I don't remember what I had for supper, and that was only a couple hours ago.
And I'm like, and I kept telling them it'll happen when it happens, and if it does, good. If it don't, good.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
I know that's what you told them, but I'm like,
Mike Greenwell says, we was nervous as heck. Mike, I don't know why you'd be nervous. You're good at them. So's Avid.
Yeah, not everybody can sit and do shows, Lyle. I mean, it's a lot of people want to sit back and enjoy what somebody else puts out there.
That's right.
It takes feedback from each one of y'all in chat for us to keep bringing y'all content that you will enjoy and that you will get something from.
That's right.
Sometimes it's going to be entertainment. Sometimes it's going to be a teaching thing. There's Cam Pollywog in the house tonight. Team, yep. I told you better keep her name straight. She'd be watching, Lyle.
That's right.
Yeah. There was a lot of people I have had on my shows that were their first.
Mm-hmm.
One just hit their. I like to give a shout out to one that just hit his 1K last night. Muskrat Adventures.
Yeah.
Which reminds me.
And congratulations to Catfish Weekly on 7 years.
Yeah, thank you. We need to announce that Mark will not be doing a show tonight after us. He's not feeling well, and so there won't be a Catfish and Crappie show tonight. Just to let everybody know, if you haven't seen posts and stuff, he's going to try to go live fishing later this week. providing that he gets to feeling better, but he won't be doing a live show tonight. And I know a lot of you are going to miss that, but his health is most important regardless of what's going on. So just bear that in mind.
We got Jay Daniels, no real loss. We had a couple more drop in here, so I'm trying to grab them. Lee Evans.
Glad to see Lee in here.
Yeah. So, Avid, what really made you want to start doing live shows? I mean,
actually, that started to be on the riverbank. It started at Frank Holton, which where I go to get bait fish and catch some blues and flatheads, like that thumbnail you seen. The 22-pound blue was caught out of Frank Holton. And every time I go there, I'd go there with intentions of catching bait fish, shad, bluegill, and throwing my catfish rods out to catch big cats. And I'd go there, and people weren't catching either cats, bluegill, or crappie. I'd be there 5 minutes and be catching bluegills and crappie left and right. I'd throw a catfish rod out there, and within 10, 15 minutes, I'd have a 5 or 10 pound channel on the hook.
Dang right.
And that's just by knowing the baits to use and how to use them.
10-pound channel is a good channel.
Oh,
10-pound channel on a 9-foot ugly stick that's medium action. It'll triple that rod over into the water.
Yeah.
And people started telling me I needed to start doing the videos and going on YouTube about it. I'm like, really? Why is this? I've been helping a lot of people on the shorelines with rigs and everything to help them catch bigger fish.
Right.
Catch your fish, because they were coming out with rods that were like ultralight rods trying to catch a 10 to 12 pound channel that I've seen get yanked off in the water.
Yeah.
And I was helping them out with tackle and everything else. So I decided to do it. And my first video was on the Kaskaskia River at New Athens, which is an excellent catfish hatchery. And that was...
You want to read that question from Mr. Gadget Lyle to him?
Avid, tell us about your first big catfish trip that you started targeting catfish.
My big first catfish trip was that would be Bloomington Lake, just north of Bloomington, about an hour north of there. We went targeting flatheads. We went and hooked up. The day before, we went and caught a bunch of bullheads and bluegills. Didn't know anything about shad or skipjack at the time. We went down below the dam of Bloomington Lake and we started night fishing. We was catching little dinks, little small flatheads, about maybe a pound, pound and a half. 2 o'clock in the morning, that 7-foot rod just bent over. And I didn't know anything about drag at the time. That rod just bent, and I could hear that line just starting to ting like a guitar string. I knew I needed to start walking the bank because I didn't know nothing about the drag, and the guys teaching me fishing didn't know anything about the drag, so I just started walking the bank with it. Took about an hour to get it in. There's a 34-pound blue, or not blue, but flathead. And he ate a 7-inch bullhead.
Dang right.
That was an adrenaline rush and a heartbeat that got me fired up on flatheads.
You know, I've never eat a flathead, but it sounded like if you was catching a pile of them 1.5, 2 pound flatheads, that'd been some grease bubbling.
Yeah,
them little small flatheads.
Them flatheads are the best eating of all. It's hard for me to kill them these days.
Yeah.
But a 5 pound and under flathead, is better than any blue or channel cat you'll ever eat. I promise you. They're really awesome.
Actually, Mr. Gadget, that was back in 1979.
He said back in the 50s. Mindy Hogan with Uncle Lou. Welcome, Mindy. I hope you're treating Lee good. He deserves to be treated good sometimes.
Yeah, the drag system, you're right, Avid. There's been more times than I remember back in the day where you'd hear that line going ding, ding, ding. You had drag, something's getting ready to give.
That's right.
Well, that 33 reel gave up the ghost after I landed him because those plastic gears were shot.
Yeah.
That's
I found out Zebco 33 was not made for big cats.
No.
Not for big ones. They was made for, I think, for bass fishing, but there's been a ton of catfish caught on them.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's probably been more catfish caught on a 33 reel than any reel made.
I'd guess that.
Truthfully.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably.
I have an 808 in my bedroom that's on a 9-foot medium heavy that has the gears stripped out of it from a 22-pound blue.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got two of my uncles. They're the old kind of a teal green color. They didn't start out that color. That's the kind of the color is faded out to, but they're shot. I just got them on a shelf as a shelf hanger. And I've got a couple of the newer 808s, and you can open them up, and they're not the same reel. That's not the same reel. No. It's they build about the same. Or back then, some of them had some brass gears in them and stuff. New ones are all plastic.
Yeah, that's what I hate about this one. It's a plastic one. Someone was going to give me a stainless steel one, but you couldn't take the base off of it to clean it and re-grease it like I like to do, so I didn't take it. Because I like to take apart my reels from time to time and do the maintenance and clean them and put them back together.
Yeah.
I would like to announce before we get too far into the show, while we have a bunch of people in here listening, that I have a pretty big announcement for a giveaway that we're going to talk about at the end of the show. So hang around for that. A lot of you guys and gals will be eligible for this, and it's something that I think most of you are going to like.
Now, I had the honor of this last Saturday fishing with Parker Pursuits on the Kaskaskia River.
How'd that work out?
He caught a 17-pound blue.
Pretty good.
Change. And he was a good man. I mean, I met him at the meet and greet last year, but getting to know him more personally on one-on-one fishing trip, I'll go fishing with him again. There's
a lot of fun.
People I'd like to get to know that I have had met on my meet and greets.
Like that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat you started that. It really is. Guys and gals, we got 84 people in here and only 69 thumbs up. Swing them thumbs up, please.
And me and Josh, we fish the same waters.
Okay.
The weekend angler. And we finally met at the last meet and greet at Wren Lake. But we'd have probably met sooner if we didn't have that socks and wood floor incident.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it. This is my second year of doing the meet and greet, and I plan on doing another one next year at the same place.
I hear you.
That's a good flathead lake.
That's great. Now, how many flatheads was caught down there this year?
None at the meet and greet, but there was a lot of channels that was pulled out. We were pulling out some nice sized channels, 6-7 pounds easy. I think the smallest channel was pulled out was 4.5 pounds.
That's very nice for our neck of the woods. That's pretty good fish. I mean, you'll get a bigger one than that once in a while on some of the rivers and stuff. But let's face it, the days of the big giant channel cats in our area is kind of come and gone, I think.
Yeah, my area too. Becca's in the house with us.
I realized something, that where there's no blues at, those channels don't have to fend for food as much.
Yeah, that's true.
because the flatheads ain't going to really eat them too much because they're more after the bullheads that like to come after their eggs and everything. So.
Yep, and bluegill and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Becca. Thank you so much.
But that lake has plentiful bluegill in it. You can get some bluegill out of there. That's almost pushing a good quarter pound.
They're big.
Half pound.
Yeah, I like them.
And the Illinois State record black crappie came out of there back, I think, in 70s or 80s at 4.5 pounds.
Nice.
Dang right. That's good crappie.
And you can catch some nice slab crappies out of there. When we were there, they were having trophy tournaments almost every day. Crappie tournaments.
Wow.
And you'd go up to the bait shop and go looking for catfish gear. Forget that. They didn't have not one bit of catfish gear in there. It was all crappie.
Man.
They
better start carrying it now. They're going to be losing out.
They had 16 tanks on different kinds of minnows.
I hear you.
From chubs to shiners to rosies, all categorized in sizes, and they had jigs everywhere.
That's right.
The only thing they had there for catfish was night crawlers. Night crawlers and number 8 J hook. Everything else, you had to go to Walmart.
Yeah, Twisted Cat said Pike Lakes have the biggest crappies. Fist bump.
There's Chris Houston.
So now, you talking about doing your show. You started out doing it kind of on the bank and doing some DIYs and stuff like that. But there's something that kind of got you really pulled into going mainstream, that I want to do this every week, because it does take a dedication. That's what I always talked about. You know, it does take dedication. It does take work. And, you know, like Lyle said, 5 or 6 times in 7 years, that's dedication.
Right. What got me into really going live, doing lives, it has to do with the two gentlemen on the screen with me right now, Catfish Weekly and Patriot James.
Thank you, sir.
Because I seen what I liked, then you guys started asking for people to go live throughout the week to where we can have more catfish content coming up.
Yep.
And what got me into this community was one person, Maurice Kaysen. He got me into Catfish Weekly. He got me into Patriot James. And from there, it got me into going live. And that's where I decided to go on Friday nights, because that was a good night. Everybody had time to kick back, relax.
Yep.
And that's where I wanted to have a laid-back show on Friday nights and keep it simple, keep it real. Started out with doing DIYs, just chatting. I had one live that went almost 5.5 hours straight.
That's unbelievable.
And it just went naturally because people wanted me just keeping up with chat and just keeping people in chat going with it. And we just lost track of time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some nights we get some people on here, and when they're still asking questions, you really don't want to cut it short, because they're really in tuned onto the show. They're your followers. So, Keith DuBose Outdoors said, fairly new to YouTuber, what advice could you give to help gain more followers? Well, Keith, I'll give my point of view of it, and these other two gentlemen can. Lyle's been on it longer than all of us. Is that be yourself, buddy. Be yourself. Don't try to fake it. And your followers will come. When you get the content and you will produce the content that somebody likes, the word of mouth to me is your best advertisement out of anything. What do you say about that, Mr. Lyle?
Well, I will give you the advice that was given to me by a very wise man when I first started. If you're going to do YouTube videos of any kind, doesn't matter if it's videos that have to be edited or if they're live shows like we do, be consistent. Beaver Middlehorn told me that when I started.
Yep.
He said, if you're consistent
Yep.
and you're on every week, people will follow you.
Yep.
And he was right.
Yep. Same thing he told me, Lyle, when I decided to take over when she left. So,
yep.
Keith, I will say this. Content. Content. Whether it be live stream or doing videos and editing them, catfishing. If you don't edit, just do like I do on mine when I first started out. I never edited none of my videos. I kept it real. I went to the bank. And you see the beginning video of I did on the Kaskaskia River. And that was not edited. Then I came back and did the 3 fish I caught on the second video of the same day as a follow-up, wasn't edited, and I just kept pushing out content. Then I decided to go live, and it really helped.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Twisted Cat says, so true. I'm inconsistent. I've been at the same number for a year. And he's right to a certain extent. If, like me and Lyle, we haven't produced a video in a long time. That's been on our live shows. And I feel that if we did start producing some videos, that the algorithms might grab us and help us out a little bit more.
Maybe so.
But is really every week consistency, whether if you put out videos, make sure you put it out at the same time, the same day every week, because your viewers will actually start be waiting on that video to pop up.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
But see,
Lee Evans says editing is hard. Yes, Lee, it is.
Yes.
And it's very time consuming.
Yes.
And some of us don't have the time to spend doing it. But to do it correctly, to where people watch you, if you're putting out videos, you have to do the editing, and it has to be done correctly, because people watch enough YouTube videos now, they know if it's not done correctly.
Dang right. You're right. And that editing drives me freaking nuts. Yeah. Mike Sampson, Catfish Weekly. Sorry, can't stay. A tornado just passed us, trees down everywhere, and we are okay. Well, buddy, we are glad you okay.
Yes.
You be safe, Samson. And Team Camo, I see the question that you asked. What is my go-to rigs for channels, blues, and flatheads? For channels, I will stick with a Carolina rig. But for blues and flatheads, I do a Carolina rig with what I call a catfish rattle on it. If you want to know what I'm talking about, I have that video where I make them on my channel. And you can make them with whatever size of circle hook you like. Because I normally use live baits or cut baits with them in the rivers, and they work really good. They're almost like a Santee Cooper rig with a pinch float, but they have rattles and beads on them that glow in the dark.
See, Tim Molina's joined us. Fins and foul. Now, they going to try to confuse us, Lyle. You got fins and fines. Now we got fins and foul. They trying to confuse us old men, ain't they?
They try.
Chris Hazelton. Your favorite rig as far as if you're going to be river fishing?
That would be the Carolina rig with a catfish rattle on it.
Okay.
Because I've caught a lot of big cats on that on those catfish rattles. That's with both cut bait and live bait. And I think my biggest cats came off of 5-inch bluegills and 16-inch red horse suckers.
Them big old red horse suckers.
Yeah. I think we have them around here in some of our smaller rivers, but you'd have more fun just trying to chase them and not use them as bait, just going out having fun catching them because we don't have that many.
See, I caught him one night fishing close to the bank with a night crawler, and I needed bait. And I'm like, okay, I just put a hook in his mouth and a hook in his tail. Cast him out there. I wasn't really expecting to catch anything with it because I had my other 11-foot rod out there with a big bluegill on it. The bluegill rod went down first. Then about half hour later, that sucker rod just hit the ground.
Dang right.
That tip hit that ground just like that. And I'm like, okay. The sucker decided to run. Didn't think it'd be a 53-pound blue on the other end.
Oh,
dang right.
That's
and that was a fight on that Kaskaskia River.
Now, when you're throwing out that big red horse sucker or something pulls that rod down, you know you're getting ready to be on to something.
Right. I wasn't expecting him to catch the back part of the hook, the back hook, the stinger hook, but that's the hook he hit. He tried to do a short bite, and he got that 7-ounce. Yeah, the stinger hook right in the corner of his mouth. And boy, that current at that time was pushing, I think, 3 or 4 miles an hour.
Oh.
And because they had to dam up a Carlisle open, so that was pushing some current.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough getting that size of fish in and that kind of current fishing off the bank when you can't chase him down.
That's right.
That's why I use a lot of heavy action rods, 11-foot and 15-foot rods for those rivers, because it gives me a better, I can fight the fish better.
More control.
Gives you more control, because if you had a medium action rod and you pull on that rod's going to bend. But if you do a heavy action rod and you got a fish in that current and you pull that rod, you're moving that fish. And I use pin 8,000s and pin 6,000s. I just added the Cast King Ponchos 5,000 to my collection, and I use that too. And I have a chunky cat rod with a Shakespeare ATS low profile bait caster. I'm just started getting used to casting. But my 2 Catbuster rods and my Akuma Tundra or Longitude rods are what I've been catching a lot of my big cats on.
Now, do you ever lake fish?
I do from time to time. If I do, I'll go to Frank Holton or I go to Carlisle. But if I go up to Carlisle above the dam, I'm going after monster crappie.
I hear you.
I've caught some 2.5 to 3 pound crappie up there.
Dang right.
I mean, and they're about like that thick in the back.
Dang right. That's what I'm talking about.
I get them from the bank.
Smell the grease of popping, boy.
Oh yeah, I've walked out of there in the springtime 2 years in a row with my limit of crappie. 3 days there. Every day I could limit out.
We have a question in chat from a Mr. Rob Mack. That's a new one in chat. Welcome to Catfish Weekly. That says he's fixing to hit Table Rock Lake. Any idea where to fish for cats there? My recommendation for you is find where the James River dumps in there and go up the James River and fish that.
I fished the Table Rock Lake there one time, and there was a campground there that was open that ain't open there no more. That had a nice big white cove. I went back in there with bluegills and night crawlers and hooked in some nice flatheads out of there.
Yep.
See, the Green Machine's in the house with us.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, Green Machine, Dan, how you doing? But
I wonder if he liked that movie with old Burt Reynolds, The Green Machine. You remember what I'm talking about?
I know the movie you're talking about.
I know which one. I think I know, yeah.
I watched that rascal 2 weeks ago, and I laughed, and I thought my daggum jaws was going to hurt, man.
I just seen that movie last night.
Oh,
but that was fun. But a lot of my big cats and flatheads, My personal best flathead that's on YouTube is 35 pounds. I caught that out of New Athens on the Kaskaskia River. And last year, our first meet and greet, we had a bragging rights tournament. And Jason Lamb, I don't see him in chat.
He usually is.
Yeah, he usually is.
He's probably busy cleaning up a job site or something, but he won in that tournament with the biggest fish. And within an hour's time in that tournament, he caught 120 pounds of cats.
Wow.
Dang right.
In 1 hour. In
That's
one
pretty
spot.
long.
On the same rod.
Nice.
I mean, as soon as he put that rod out there, not even 30 seconds, that brake drag started squealing.
That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, that man, he got so excited. He reminded me of a 9-year-old boy in a candy shop, not knowing which way to go. I mean, even afterwards, he was so giddy. He was happy. I mean,
I'd still get that way 120
Yeah.
pounds of catfish in an hour.
That's
Yeah, but-
right.
I was there. I was trying to be a good host, making sure everybody was catching fish. I was ecstatic. I'll send you some of the pictures of him, Lyle.
Okay, yeah, do that. Parker
And-
Suits is in chat, and Trophy Seeker Outdoors got a new video out. If you get a chance, go check that out. You'll enjoy it.
I mean, that set me up for. That put me on a whole new high. Just watching someone else catch big catch out of that river,
Oh, yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
That you had a part of it.
that I was able to get them on spots to where I knew they would catch them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dunk in the house.
Because that day we walked that bank, and I was pointing at some spots, and around the corner on the Mississippi they had this barge that was sitting half in and half out of water, but that current was ripping. So we decided to fish the mouth of the Mississippi on the Kaskaskia and fish there for the tournament.
Yep. Dave Funk, welcome to the chat, buddy. Texas Tiger.
What's your goals for your live shows and your stuff going from here on?
My goals is I'm still going to be bringing new people in from that's getting started on YouTube still, and getting them known, getting them out there, and so people can put a name to the faces.
Yes.
And I will start doing a little bit more panels like I did last night, because that one really rocked.
I thought that was a great show.
Yeah.
That was something new I tried, because that panel was more designed for helping beginners with catfishing, and if they had questions, they can ask questions, get them out there and stuff like that, and we get more information like what we had out there to new people that's both from the bank and the boat, and cover more topics that way.
And I don't know about y'all too, but I'm pretty sure I understand exactly Lyle when I say what I'm saying. To me, my show's all about giving back. That's what my whole life has been raised as a volunteer firefighter since I was born. My father was. And giving back. And in my earlier time starting my show, it was like you talk about. And I still try to bring on new channels, but I used to do a lot more YouTube searches trying to find those new channels. And not just any new channel. I'm going to watch and make sure that you're not on there cussing, drinking beer, raising Cain. That's not going to be I want something that will draw attention, that the kids can watch, the family can watch and enjoy and have fun, and we'll progress up from there. So to me, I get more enjoyment, just like you said, watching that man catch all those fish and knowing that you was a part of that right there, that makes the whole thing worthwhile.
And one other thing, at that first meet and greet, I got to meet my number one supporter, or however you want to put it.
Yep.
And she was a 5-year-old little girl.
Oh, I hear you.
Of one of the people that came there. And that just blew my mind because she says every time I go live, she'd be sitting there on her daddy's lap watching me. And she still does to this day. And Jay's catfishing, that was amazing that your wife cooked that big meal and brought it down to that tournament where we were fishing and fed us.
That's pretty cool.
That is.
She had a feast out there that would feed 40 people.
Man, that's awesome. Here's a great comment in chat. Dave Funk said in 3 hours on Hoover one day, he caught over 175 pounds of channel cat, and his buddy had over 150 anchored in the same spot.
Boy, that's loading up some channels right
That's
there.
putting them in the boat, isn't it?
For those people that's around Illinois and Carlisle Lake area, if you want to catch channels, go down below the dam. Use light tackle, medium, heavy rod. I'd say 20, 25 pound braid or monofilament. Put a Carolina rig on it with a number 6 and number 7 circle hook on it.
And have
Use
fun.
your cut baited choice, and I guarantee you're going to be popping channel cats and blues and flatheads, all kinds of either size fish out of there.
Yep. That's
Tell you what,
right.
it will be crowded. Both sides of that bank will be crowded.
Keith DeBose said if he lived closer, he'd be glad to join you. He lives in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Well, shoot, he's just a hop and skip from me. I'm up here in Kings Mountain. You have to hook up with me. We'll have to bring you into the cabin one night for a show.
Kevin, thanks for sharing it out. We appreciate it.
But
I thought I had another question, Lyle, that got past me.
while you're looking that up, I had, like I was talking to you guys before the show, I had several great people that was on the show on my as guests. I had Mark, Catfish and Crappie. I had Muskrat Adventures. I've had Palmetto Cats. I've even had Shad and the Dockery on there at one time, but I even had the great and the legend Lyle Stokes up there with us.
We have been on your panel, what, twice?
Twice.
I think so, yeah.
But you guys are going to be up there again on the next panel for beginning for catfishing like we did last night. And give out just talk catfishing and just cover various topics.
I have to admit, that's one of my favorite subjects.
And we may even do a show just on crappie fishing. Because that's what I have 2 backpacks in one in my truck and one in my storage shed that's full of crappie gear. And I've had a lot of great luck with the jigs that you sent me.
There you go.
That's Northeast Kansas Fisherman, welcome. Remote in, welcome.
The 3 legends are on now on this show.
I just, that's something I always done catfishing was I always had a bass rod and a crappie and a brim rod on the boat or on the bank with me. Put my rods out, and then I would start bass fishing or whatever, mainly because I was looking for bait, but at the same time, I was looking for dinner for the night after,
Right.
The best crappie take home. And
if you guys if I ever took a picture and post a video of my bed of my truck, I have a rod holder I made that carries 4 rods. And on the side of it, I have my landing net and 6 more rods in there. I have tackle boxes. I have a live well. I have coolers. I have a storage container that's waterproof. That has everything I need for first aid, lights, survival, whatever. And that truck is loaded for everything I need for catfishing. It has a cutting board, play boards, Ziploc baggies, all that. Because
you just need you an RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I need is a freaking trailer.
Hey, we got
Small
Mike
trailer.
Chavez in the chat. I don't know if we mentioned him yet or not. And there's
No.
Junior War Scout.
Yep. Papa T.
Parker Pursuits.
I do catch catfish. I do keep some, and
I
I
do
also
too.
meet some families that can't get out to go fishing because they have someone that they're taking care of that's handicapped,
Right.
and I will take some fish to some elderly people that can't come out and go fishing and feed their families. So I do catch fish 10 to 15 pounds and keep them and flay them out and feed them with it. And I do the the bluegills and the crappie and gar as well. And for those of you before you say it, gar does not taste bad. Gar is a predator fish. It's a white, flaky, sweet tasting meat.
I'm still not eating them.
We used to,
I know,
went around Santee, we'd eat them. They'd call them garballs. That
Uh-huh.
Yeah, make them in
cut them up
chunks.
in small nuggets.
I would like to hit the chat up one more time. Northeast Kansas Fisherman says he's getting an English Labrador pup in about 6 weeks, and that is awesome. It really
That's
is.
awesome, yeah.
And while we're on the Junior War Scout bandwagon, Junior caught a heck of a flathead the other night.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was giant. I don't remember what it cost or what it weighed. Do you know, James?
No,
I want to say 56. I don't know if that's right or not.
that's his second big one of the year.
Well, he'll know if he'll put it up here in chat. That'd be great. But I seen pictures of it today, and it was a giant. It was a giant. Yes, I am Northeast Kansas Fisherman. I am a lab guy. I dearly love them. Have my whole life, and if you're getting an English one, that's amazing.
Junior says it's
53.35
pounds.
That's a
There you
giant flathead.
That's a beast.
It is. That's awesome.
He's got
Earlier in the year, you had that 58 or 59 pounder.
Keith DeBow says, Lyle, that's awesome. It's almost as good as Keith on fishing and stuff. Well, you just hang on a little bit. We got an announcement about Keith coming up at the end of the show.
Yes.
But if you don't mind me doing a little bit of a plug,
Plug away.
any new channels that want to be on Alive and get your name out there, hit me up on Facebook. Just send me some photos of you and your catfish that you caught. I can get a thumbnail. I can get you set up with a date and stuff like that.
That's something that you started doing some time back, of having new people and new channels and new things on. And I have to applaud you for that, because I think that you're giving a lot of these guys a great head start when other people, such as myself, don't pay attention to them. And it's not that we're not watching, but my philosophy is I want to watch them to make sure they have the right,
Yes.
what do I want to say? The right, what I'm
Right.
looking for to promote
Criteria.
them, where you promote them right off the bat. If they act like they're going to do right, you put them right up there. And
Right.
kudos for that.
But see, that happened when I first decided to go live and having guests. I was talking to someone in Messenger about it, and they said, well, you don't want to go the route that they're going, because you're always picking up people that have always already been on live. I'm like, well, I wasn't going to go that way. I was going to go outside the box,
Right.
where everybody's inside the box. I was going to go and pick up people that haven't been on lives, that has never been on lives, put their faces to the names,
Yep.
and give them a chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let
That's
people,
good. That's awesome.
let people see their faces. Let people get to know them. That's get to know the person that they only see in chat as a name.
Yep.
And let them look at Mark.
Yeah.
He was one of my first guests.
Yep.
Then when I had to back out of doing lives for a long while, he stepped up and done my Friday nights.
Yep.
And done a good job.
Yeah, and look where he's at now.
That's right. He's done very well. He's done very
Yeah.
well.
Look at Kevin. He was on my live.
Mm-hmm.
And look where he's at.
Yep, done
Roger.
very well too.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, talking about new channels, the first time I sat and talked with, oh my God, I just had a brain fart. What's his name? Him and his son fish all the time. Lyle, great young man.
Oh
my God,
I can't even think of his name.
There's so many.
Look at
it's just him and his son all the time. Oh golly, one of his boat broke down a couple times out on the river, and he had to that. Oh my word!
3+1.
No, before him.
Hagen Grubb.
Hagen Grubb.
When I first brought him on, he didn't even have 100 subs, and you look at him; he's blown up.
He is. He's done very well.
And you know, I love seeing that. Everybody says, "Well, don't they bother you? They don't blow past your channel." I said, "No, I'm proud of them."
Absolutely not.
Listen, guys, to me, it's all about seeing people. I'm happy when that person blows past me. I'm happy when they actually reach their goals and blow past their goals. I'm not jealous. I'm happy for them.
Absolutely.
If you're jealous, then that's on you, not me.
That's right.
Now, there's another amazing young fisherman that came in here. That was Robbie.
Oh, Robbie's awesome.
Robbie, man.
He's been rocking it.
Yeah, he is. We got another thing in chat says, Mr. Rob Mack says from Springfield, Missouri, we're only a few miles from me. I'm in Buffalo, which is about 36 miles away. And Bob with Fishing Finds lives in Springfield too, I believe.
So Fishing with Robbie's in here tonight.
Fishing with Robbie, welcome. Always great to have you in, chat.
Yes, sir. And he's a lot smaller young man than what I thought he was. When I see him in the tournament, I said, "Holy Lord, that ain't Robbie." It was.
There's one person in this chat. I'm still trying to get pictures from him so I can get him set up and come on my show. That's Sogo, and that will be a great show there.
Yeah. And, you know, it's good to bring new people out. And
Robbie says we're just jealous of how tall he is.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in here that don't think Robbie is the real deal. He is the real deal.
He throws a bait catcher like we do, Lyle.
Oh, or better.
Yeah, it amazed me. I said, watch that video and him just rearing back and letting that rascal eat. And I thought, that young man's had a bait catcher in his hand for a while.
He didn't just pick one up and start
he didn't just pick it up.
No.
Yeah, he didn't just pick it up. But that's our future. That's the people that's going to be taking over our shows, Lyle.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I've had 3+1 on there on my show one night, and a couple of weeks later, Amy asked me for my mailing address. So he said they had something for me. I wasn't expecting anything for that. A week later, I get a thank you card in the mail with a sticker saying, "Thank you for having us on your show and being kind and generous." I just do what I love doing. I like giving people a chance.
That's right. That's what we've always tried to do here too. Treat people with respect. And the only thing that we ever ask was, will we get that in return? And most of the time we do. Sometimes we don't, but that's just part of it. But we always wanted to see everybody succeed. And if we could help one person catch more fish, if that puts a smile on one more person's face, it's a success. You know, that's just the way it is.
Yep.
Uncle Lou, one of these days I'm going to get you up on there and we can go over your tackle box, your tackle store that you got.
Yep.
And FYI, I will be going up to the local bait shop, tackle shop in Alton, Bluff City Outdoors. And we'll be doing a live with the owner. And he does have online ordering and stuff. He covers everything from catfish to crappie and bass. But he has some of the top of the line name brand catfish rods and reels there. that will blow your mind.
Chrissy Brown's in the house.
Chrissy Brown.
Hey, Chrissy.
We had 91 thumbs up. Get us to 100 thumbs up, everybody, and I'll send somebody a set of double large floats.
Well, I told you, Avid, if you don't mind, I told everybody at the beginning of this that we was going to have a couple of announcements tonight.
Go for it.
One of the announcements is I'll go into this in an angle. We was at the third Catfish conference, I believe. It might have been the second one, when I met Keith with
DIY.
Yep.
You just made all of us have a brain fart.
Yeah, I sure did.
You just had 100 thumbs up, too.
That's awesome.
But
DIY, Keith Robinson.
Yep, Keith Robinson with fishing and stuff. Thank you.
Fishing and stuff. There you go.
And I asked Keith to be on Catfish Weekly. This was several years ago.
Yep.
And Keith told me nobody would want to see him. He only had 5,000 subscribers, and he didn't think he wanted to do live events. He didn't want to do them because he was uncomfortable talking in front of the camera when there was people watching him. And I said, the only thing is, if you ever decide to do it, I want to be the guy. He said, I promise you that if I ever decide to do a live show, you'll be the first one that I do one with. And lo and behold, a few weeks ago, I got a message from Keith, and he says, I'm ready to try it. And I said, you're kidding me. He said, nope. He said, I'm ready to try it. I told you you'd be first, and you're going to be first. We ended up spending 4.5 hours on the phone talking that night. And I really don't usually stay on the phone with anybody that long. But when you're talking to Keith, it's just like he's been your best friend that you grew up with. He's
helped me out with some of my DIYs.
Oh, he's amazing with them. He had a great one come out this week. So next Monday night on Catfish Weekly, we're going to have Keith on here as our guest.
That's going to be.
I got a feeling it's not going to be over no hour, guys.
No.
I have a feeling it'll run
That's
over.
going to be a 2-hour show.
It
When
may
you
very
get him
well
talking,
be,
when you get him talking now, he's going to talk.
and we're going to let him go.
There you go. There you go. You don't want to interrupt you. He might stop on you. So
Yeah.
But yeah, he is a super nice guy, and he told me, he said he'd been asked by some other people, and I was sure that he had.
I'd
He
asked
said,
him
but,
about 3 years ago.
Yeah, he said, I'm a man of my word. I said, you damn sure are. And he told me he was going to do a couple other shows. He's not going to get in a rush to do them, and then that'll probably be it, because he's not sure he'll like doing them.
Right.
And he's not. But I think he'll be great at it. I've never seen him do anything that he wasn't just awesome at. So
Well,
we're looking forward to having him on next Monday night.
He
Wow.
just good
Once he
people
gets
and
that bug-
smart.
Once that
Yeah.
bug bites him, he ain't going to stop.
Well, I hope you're right, because he'd be great.
Yeah,
But we're going to have a great time, and he'll be a great guest. Like I say, I had him down at the Catfish conference and tried to get him to do an interview down there, and he wouldn't do it. And we had a great conversation. We was right out in the middle of the aisle. Somebody should have been videotaping that, because we laughed so loud at each other that you could hear us all the way through the Catfish conference.
Yeah.
He's just a swell guy, and then we're going to really have a super duper show with Keith next Monday night.
Yeah. I look
The
forward
last
to that. And,
online Catfish conference, I did an after show on it, and I've had a lot of beginners ask me, says, is there a way that the Catfish conference could do something for beginners in catfishing? I'm like,
You'd have to contact Steve about that.
yeah, I'd have to get his contact information from someone and email him about that.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be a good subject for somebody to do a seminar on.
Yeah, that sure
Yeah.
will.
That would be a good one because
Because everybody starts out someplace.
Yep.
right, we'll start out somewhere. So even having a seminar just for beginners.
Yep.
There, just talk to them about it. Get them into something simple. Not let them get flustered with seeing all these $high-dollar rods and reels and everything else.
I agree.
And I'll say exactly what Mr. Dieter Melhorn has said for years, Lyle. Just go fishing.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just
Go to
go.
Walmart, get an ugly stick rod combo or a Shakespeare rod and reel combo, medium heavy action rod. You already got the line on the reel. Just get some 1 ounce weights, swivels, circle hooks, and go fishing.
I'm going to try to share a screen if I can.
Okay.
Um,
Then I'll let you pull some names up because we went to 104 thumbs up, Lyle.
That's awesome. I don't know if this is it or not.
You guys are doing amazing.
Nope.
Jay Clemens.
Sure. I'm not very good at this, but
Oh, sir, you need to come fish with me and Lyle one day because I'm planning on coming over and fishing with Lyle.
that'd be great.
We got all kind of some more new names coming in.
Even if it is just with big bluegill and crappie.
Oh, I don't believe that's it.
Wow. That was your share screen.
Well, let's see. Okay, I know what I'm doing wrong now.
I'm glad somebody does because I don't.
Yeah.
3+1.
Yep. Ratfish 1000. We got quite a few more that's just dropped in.
Josh.
It should be this one.
Jr., Phillips 1.
Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is a rod rack. Mr. Richard Ward built that.
Mad Catter.
Mr. Mad Catter. And I have several giveaways from Richard that we have discussed this, and he built this rod rack. I have put rods in it and make sure everything was okay on it, but I should have known that anything that Richard had anything to do with would be just outstanding, and it is. It's a beautiful rod rack, holds a lot of rods, and this is a giveaway that we're going to do. So if you guys can see that and understand what it is, I'm going to tell you how you can be a part of that.
That's a 10 rod rack rod holder.
Yep.
That's right. And you can put rods in it that has reels on it, or you can put them in there that don't. Doesn't make any difference. The deal with this is we are going to give this away to a veteran or an active military personnel. You don't have to be a veteran. You can be a veteran. You can be active duty.
Yes.
But you have to be a subscriber to Catfish Weekly. And tomorrow I will make a post and pin it to the top of the Catfish Weekly page. And that's where you make your post. And what you have to do is tell us what branch of the military you're in and what rank you have. And you will be automatically entered into that. And we're going to run this till the end of July. That'll give everybody time to see it, everybody time to get in it. If you have any relatives or friends that are military personnel or former military or veterans,
That's pretty
they
cool.
are all eligible. And
Yep.
you can thank Mr. Mad Catter's Catfishing. He is the guy that built that. We decided to do it that way. We are also going to give away a Mad Catter license plate,
Awesome.
a Mad Catter decal.
I got one of them.
Yeah, that's a nice one. It's a nice big one. And we have some other stuff in
That's
here.
huge.
Yeah.
Thank you,
we're
Matt
gonna-
Gatter, for your donation.
Oh, Richard, thank you so much. You're awesome.
He's amazing.
He's a great guy. This rod rack, that picture is not the best picture I ever taken. It's beautiful rod rack. And I've been waiting to get this up. There was a few things we needed to get past and some events that was going on that we wanted to get done with. And we're going to give that away to one lucky military personnel, whether it's former, past. It doesn't matter. If you have been a part of the military or are a part of the military now, it doesn't matter what branch. They're all great. They are all great.
My heart.
There is something I will be messaging you about later, James, about doing getting more veterans into the meet and greet fishing.
Yeah.
But I need to learn trying to figure out how to do it.
Thank you, Dee.
Go out to your VFWs and your AMVETs and stuff like that and sit and talk with them. Look up your military honor guard. They can put you in touch with some of the people that you need to get in touch with.
Okay.
That would be the AMVETs and the American Legion and stuff would be the way to go. And even go to your if you got a National Guard armory in your town, then that's a good place to go too.
Right.
But be watching on the Catfish Weekly main page tomorrow, because that's where this will be posted. And just below the post, your branch of service and your rank, and you'll be in.
Speaking of that, cool. I had two pleasant chats the last two times I went fishing with the city police officer and the sheriff's officer. And last Saturday, Parker Pursuit was there when the sheriff's officer came up, kindly asking us what the cameras were about. We told him that we're YouTubers and we do fishing videos, and we was telling them about the catfish community, how we support our troops, our people on the front lines, our police, our nurses, and all that.
Yep.
And we actually blew that cop's mind with the tournaments that we do, the funds that we raise for charities and for our veterans and whatever else. And he goes, I never knew there was people out there that did that. It's just, we got a YouTube community of catfishermen that will stand up, support our people. And these two officers were just mind struck.
Yeah. Thank you, Ozark guys and Tom Harris.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
That was just in two different locations of fishing. One was on the Mississippi, and then it was on the Kaskasket. And being able to let these officers know that they're being supported from a catfishing community that they never even knew about.
Well, and they don't get to see a lot of good news. They don't get to hear about people that are supporting them, that's got their backs and stuff like that. I'm sure that they hope they are. But, you know, we have quite a few police officers, firefighters, nurses, and paramedics that are actually in our catfish community themselves.
Right. Lisa Lee is one of them, and she's always in my chat all the time. She's
thank you.
She's a nurse.
Yeah, Betty's a nurse, ain't she?
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of amazing people here that don't get the shout outs that they need.
No.
Thank you, Texas Tiger. Appreciate it so much. James, did you want me to pull up the participants?
Yeah. We went over 104, so let's give a set of large blue Patriot floats away tonight in chat. And while he's doing that, everybody, don't forget, share the bait, share the love. You see a channel in here, y'all go in there, check out these new channels. Throw a thumbs up, throw a subscribe on there, help them get their channel growing.
Thank you, TX Tiger. We'll greatly appreciate that.
I do. Thank you so much.
Kevin Baker, Nuts and Bolts Fishing.
I just went and bought a brand new
hey, Miss Cindy.
Tabletop computer.
Cool.
Yeah, it has an editing system I'm fixing to try out.
Well, if I could get this to let me
If it don't work, we'll spin it. I can spin it like I do over here. Don't matter to me.
Let me try this again.
But now I have to go get me another chair to where it sets up higher.
No, I hear you.
For some reason, they won't let me copy the participants tonight.
Okay.
Why? I'll try it one more time.
Everybody comment fish right quick in case he can't pull it up, and we'll see if I can't drag it out of chat.
Nope, it won't let me do it.
All right, here we go. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. And remember, guys, you have to contact me to get the floats. If you don't send me your information, I can't mail them out. Somebody won some 2 weeks ago on my show, Lyle, and guess what? They didn't receive them.
Junior War Scout, thank you so much, my friend.
Junior,
I think I still have 16 floats that I bought off you.
Oh, really?
I even the last meet and greet, I even did a drawing on one of them.
Well,
set.
guess what, Lyle?
What's
Mr.
that?
Mad Catter Catfishing just won him a set of large floats. So,
Wow.
buddy,
That's awesome.
contact me, buddy, and I'll get you a set of the large blue floats in the mail to you. And
Good deal.
probably a set of stickers, too, I think, for him.
He's-
That's what
He's
he
an
done
amazing
for
person.
our veterans. He touched my heart by doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the last set of floats I got from you got a mess of stickers in there with it. I think I got 6 or 7 stickers from you in one package.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I had some other people's stickers they was wanting me to send out, and I stuck them all in there, too.
The only stickers I don't got is one from Lyle yet.
Oh, we'll change that. Send me your shipping address. I happen to have an extra one.
I can use it in my truck. Hey, my back one of my trucks is getting full of them.
I'll
just-
bet.
It's just missing a spot for a Lyle sticker.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Plus, I got a new logo design that Patriot Palmetto Cats helped me with, and I should be getting them in. They've been shipped and ordered. I should be getting them tomorrow sometime. So I can't wait to see what they look like and how they look.
You'll be very happy with them. I've seen some of Kevin's work. He does real well.
Oh yeah, I love the work he did. I'm just waiting to see what how Sticker Mule done with them.
Oh,
Then I'm looking to find a place that can make a hat for him.
Yep.
Because I wanted embroidered like marks.
They were nice. I love my hat of Mark's. He sent me another one, but there was only, I think, 3 of those made,
Yeah,
or 2.
Right.
2. One for you and one for me. They had the American flags on them.
Yeah, I got American flags on. Mine's up here on my gun cabinet. It's never even been on my head, and probably never will be. I have a Bill Dance hat up there. I have a Davy Allison hat, and I have another Mac Tool hat that's signed by a bunch of NASCAR drivers at a race that I was at in the 1980s. A lot of them are passed away and gone now, and the rest of them aren't racing any longer. My Davy Allison hat is one that a friend of mine bought me right before he passed away, and he was buried with his, and mine's been in a Ziploc baggie ever since. And that's where my catfish and crappie with the flag hat's at. It's up there with those. So it ranks pretty high on the totem pole with me. And, it's not that I wouldn't wear it. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I got
They get dirty,
set up. I wore it one time for one of the shows where he was on the show with us, Lyle, and that's the only time I wore it. But it's put up too, and I got some old hats. I still got my old original Bassmaster hat.
Really? That's cool.
Bassmaster 35 some years ago. Now it's wore out and ragged, but
I tell you what,
we've had
Eric
fun.
Massey. Eric Massey Jig Company's in the house. Welcome, Eric.
This catfish community, I have almost everybody sub to. I got so many subscribers. I was going through them last night to see how many of them were catfishing.
Really?
I think I passed all the ones I know that were catfishing. I stopped at 695 that I've subscribed to.
Holy crap.
And I can't keep up with them.
Twisted Fishing TV says, I have a hat signed by everyone from Lyle to Phil King. and I have 35 catfishing OG pro signatures on my Excel hat. That's amazing.
And most of them are young YouTubers that I've found, and I've been trying to get a hold of them and find them to see if they can come on the show.
Right.
Have we mentioned George Ray tonight? Papa Ed?
George Ray, no, neither one of them.
Yeah, I asked about it earlier. We said we'd seen him in there earlier, but he'd been a while since we've seen him in here because I remember his little icon.
Okay. Yeah.
He'd been around for I think a year or so. Lyle, he's just you don't see him a whole lot.
Right.
I think he still goes back and watches our shows. It's just maybe he don't get to catch them live with us.
Twisted Fishing, that's amazing. That first MRM one, I was overwhelmed with stuff like that because I wasn't expecting it. So, but I would have thought I'd remember signing one from you. But I'm impressed that you got that and it's got that many signatures on it. That's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. I never will forget, and I'm not trying to beat myself on the back in any way at all. Please don't misunderstand me. But Cindy and I pulled into one of the first Monsters on the Ohio, and a lot of people knew we was coming down there. And we had a motel room, the same motel everybody was staying at. It was Ramada Inn, and the parking was tight. And we pulled in down there. And there must have been 150 people out in the parking lot waiting for us to get there. And they helped me get back in that tight-ass parking spot and unhook the truck. And we stood out there for hours visiting with people that was waiting on us to get to that first one that we went to. And I'll never forget that. It was the most amazing thing because we had no idea. We was just flabbergasted that people was up that late waiting on us just to see us when we got there, shake hands and BS and just have a good time.
That's amazing.
It was.
That just goes to show just how many people see your shows or watch your shows even after you're live. They go back and watch them.
Yeah.
Then you get that camaraderie with them where they want to take the extra time, wait for you to get there, help you park, and get to meet you and stand there and talk with you.
They said it was so hot.
It was hot. The last one I was at wasn't no better.
Was it not?
I like to melt it down up there on that stage.
Hopefully one of these days I'll hit 1,000 subs, but I won't promote my channel because I'd rather promote other channels.
I understand that. I really do. A lot of people do not understand that, but I do understand that.
That's it.
I'd rather give to a newer channel instead of trying to promote my channel consistently. But I'll hit there one of these days.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how far you are, but you can't be too far.
It took me forever. It took me forever to get 1,000.
But I'll hit my 4,000 watch hours way before I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm 294 hours away from hitting my 4,000 watch hours.
Right.
Thanks, Junior.
And I'm 296 away from 1K.
There's another new one, G-Style Fishing. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
He's been G-Style Fishing, and I think Jade Clements has popped into my show a couple times.
Great. I didn't see Jade either. Welcome.
Yeah, Jade's bought some of my floats.
Tom Harris is new.
Yep. Glad to see him in here.
Oh, George said his bell wasn't turned on, but it's turned on now.
I think sometimes, I don't know if YouTube does it or just what happens, but I've had people like James's show on Wednesday nights. Always got notices, and all of a sudden I didn't get notices.
Yep.
The bell was turned off, and I never turned it off.
And I get the same way with Dieter. It does me all the time like it with Dieter for some reason.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know why that happens. There's a reason. We may never know what that reason is, but there's a reason that it happens.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say this. This shout out to Maurice Kaysen. if it wasn't for him, I would not be where I was at today.
Maurice is a super nice guy. He does a lot of things that people never know about behind the scenes, and that's what a great guy does for people that he respects and enjoys watching videos of and live shows with. But he's in nearly all of them, and he's always got something good to say, except about Dockery and Chad. He might not say nothing good about them. That's okay.
Well, me, Maurice, Tim Molina have been really laying it on Shad lately.
Well, it's not that he don't deserve it.
Mm.
Oh, we've been giving him all kinds of grief every time he turns around. And a couple of weeks ago, he did this program to your lookalike, and Chad pulled up on one side, and if you remember the movie Chucky, Chucky pulled up on the other side. And I've been giving him grief over that one.
He's still in chat, by the way.
Yeah, he's still in there. He's watching. But Lyle, I seen Maurice's name for the first time on Yakking with Sarah.
Do what now?
I seen Maurice's name for the first time on Yakking with Sarah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like that's the first place I seen him too.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure that was the first time I seen his name come up.
Don't worry, Chad. We all love you.
And I started calling him Shad when you brought it up in one of your lives, Lyle, and I have not stopped it.
I know I did. You kept going. I have to address something here. Lee Evans says, "Where is the Cardinals hat?" Well, Lee, they done something at the beginning of the year that aggravated me. They did last year, and I quit watching them for a while, then gave in and started watching them again because since I was in fourth grade, I've been one of the biggest Cardinals fans of all times. But this year, they really made me mad, and this whole year, as much as I love my St. Louis Cardinals, and I promise you, there's very few people that's any more hardcore about them than I am. But the deal they pulled with that Black Lives Matter, I've watched one Cardinal game all year, and that was one game against the Cubs. I miss them terribly, but if you don't stand up for what you believe in,
exactly,
you're not much of a man, and I believe that that's wrong. It shouldn't matter if you're white, black, orange, pink, with blue polka dots. If you're an American, you're an American, and we all should treat each other the same with the greatest of respect for one another. That's how I try to do everybody, and that's how I want them to do me back. And if you can't do that, then you're not my team that I thought you was, my.
Yeah.
Going to cause a little feeding frenzy here real quick with some.
Hey, knock it out. Yeah.
You're exactly right, Lyle. We're all American.
That's right. It doesn't matter about the rest
It
of
don't
it.
matter. And if we allow people to divide our country, we'll no longer have this great country of America.
Amen.
But Lyle, we've had fun tonight.
We have. This has been a great show.
blast.
Yeah, it sure has.
How many bluegill you got in there, Avid?
Those are cichlids. My bluegill aquarium's in my bedroom.
Oh, okay.
I have 47 bluegills in there, and I have one bluegill that I caught out of my family pond that's almost 3/4 of a pound.
Oh, wow.
So he's staying in that aquarium. he ain't bait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going back there Saturday to get some firewood from that family pond, from that family member, and do some more bluegill fishing there. And hopefully I'm going to hook into that big cat I seen there.
I hope you do too.
Thank
Thank you so much.
30 years ago, and the channel cat I seen there was pushing from the head to the tail. I'd say pushing every bit of 40 inches.
That's a huge channel.
And no one's fished it. I watched him come up right one day when I was out there fishing for bluegills. He just came up there and just followed 2 or 3 bluegills up to the top and swallowed them.
Wow.
And I'm like, Really? I was not expecting to see something a catfish that big in there.
Mm.
And it's
Wow.
anywhere from quarter to half-acre pond.
Lyle and Avid, I hate to cut this short. The wife is calling me, and all the animals are still out, and I hate to run, but
You go ahead. We'll finish her up.
and I thank you. Sorry about that, everybody. Avid, thank you for coming on tonight. It's been a great show. We've had a blast on there. And Lyle, we'll talk again tomorrow about them other things.
James,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I will have you on the panel one of these nights.
All you got to do is give me a call, buddy. We'll make time. I promise you that. We'll make time.
You, Lyle, and a couple other people, we will have another panel up for beginners. We'll be talking catfishing and answering questions again.
Sounds
Bro,
like
Robbie's done messaging me away.
But you stay safe and be.
Yeah,
Be
y'all
safe out
take
there.
care. We thank y'all. God bless you. God bless America. And we'll see y'all Wednesday night. We got a pretty cool guest. He don't do the YouTube thing, but he catches some monster fish. And Lyle, you met him at the tournament. He's the one that brought Kyle Carpenter with him to come fish with us.
excellent.
So it's going to be a great night. Good
That'll
night,
be a fun
everybody.
show. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
No.
Tim Molina says bluegills are the kamikaze warriors. They sacrifice themselves for the catfishing cause.
Yeah,
That's correct.
I can go to Frank Holton State Park just with a rocket bobber, if you know what that is.
Seems like I do.
He's like a pencil bobber with a bubble in the middle with a weight
Oh,
in,
yeah.
and it just lays flat. And all I do is that rocket bobber with line and a number 6 hooks and a wax worm. And within an hour, I'll have 60 bluegills in my live well. All
Nice.
various sizes.
Nice.
And I can catch crappie the same way with it.
That's even better.
And I tell you what, I could be there an hour and have enough bluegills for catfishing for a month.
There you go.
And I can throw a cast net out there and catch shad anywhere from 3 inches to 11, 12 inches. And same way with Horseshoes Lake State Park. I went there fishing for crappie one time, 12-foot crappie rod, 6-pound test, 2 jigs on it, backed with a wax worm, and I thought I had a big crappie. I ended up walking that shoreline for an hour and a half to land a 76-pound flathead.
Wow.
And I tell you what, he destroyed that reel. I had to go to Walmart, buy another reel, some more 6-pound test, and go back out there crappie fishing. And I don't even I had that picture of that cat in the bed of a truck, and I don't know where it's at now. That thing was huge.
Wow.
But that was all before I started doing YouTubes, but I don't count that as a personal best. Because a lot of people say, yeah, but if you don't have pictures of it and it's not on video and it's not on YouTube, they don't count. I'm like, sorry, but I caught it. I have pictures somewhere. It still counts to me because it's caught on 6-pound test.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But a 12-foot crappie rod, I thought that rod was toast after that. I thought it was toast. Because you know how flimsy those are.
Yes, I do.
But that thing was tripled over. I'm like, I had barely any control of that cat. But 200 yards of 6-pound test on that reel is what saved me.
That's a lot of line, a lot of 6-pound line.
Mm-hmm. There's Jason Lamb.
There is Jason. Welcome to the chat.
Uncle Josh, welcome too. I forgot to mention him when he came in. I was trying to.
He's been in for Uncle Josh.
Yeah, he came in just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
But this is just this ride with the catfish community and the lives I've had. I love it. I'm gonna keep doing what I want. I want to keep my channel growing in the same area it's going, and I will be doing lives as I go fishing if I have signal. There's certain parts of the Kaskaskia I know I can't get signal, like the Lock and Dam area.
Right.
But up around New Athens, I have signal there. I can go fishing there go live there because there's more cell towers.
Mm-hmm.
But in August, there's going to be a few of us getting together to go down to Kaskaskia Lock and Dam just to go fishing, hanging out.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And the blues there and the flatheads that you can catch there, well, man, they'll light your face up.
That's awesome.
Especially if you did like Jason Lamb did in 1 hour's time.
That's a lot of fish. He had a great day that day.
Oh, yeah, that was a great day. It's about 1 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night, and that thing just started going crazy. That was amazing.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Avid, we've been running on here for over an hour and a half, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Time really flies when you have fun.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to last this long on your show because it's
Well,
almost.
you know what? When things are rolling along as smooth as they did tonight, we don't have. Mark wasn't doing a live, so we could go a little longer. And
Right.
I figured it would go longer than an hour, but
Right.
you know, I don't want to get in the habit of that because I don't want to cut Mark off because I know next week there ain't no telling what that's going to be.
No.
And for those of you that didn't hear, Keith with God, I forgot again. Keith Richards will be on our show next
Fishing and
month.
stuff.
Fishing and stuff. Yep, he will be here, and we're going to have a blast with him. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a blast. And don't forget, if you're interested, I'll try to share it again, in winning
Muskrat Adventures, you're doing an awesome job with the Catfish for Kids tournament. And
wrong. I got the
I
wrong
will
one.
say this, I did have a catfishing kids rodeo tournament at the last meet and greet. I want to thank Mad Catters and Catfishing Katie Collins for running that. They did an awesome job with it.
Keith Robertson. Yeah, I know, City.
And we will be doing probably next year when we have another meet and greet, we'll probably be doing another kids rodeo. So if you're interested in being a part of that, let me know on Facebook.
I must have knocked that off to where I can't have it on here because it's gone off of my thing. But anyhow, it's a rod rack built by Mad Catters. Richard Ward made this for us. We're going to give it away to a military personnel. You could be a veteran. You can be current military. Doesn't make any difference. But I will make a post in the morning. And on that post, you must tell us what your
branch
of the service was and what your rank was. And that will get you entered to win this rod rack. It is beautiful. And we can't thank Richard Ward enough for making this for us for this giveaway. And we'll have some other stuff to give away that he has donated to us too. But that's going to be specifically for military veterans and current active duty people. So I will post a picture of that on the post with that, and just sign up beneath that, and it'll be given away the 4th week of July. That'll give people a month to get entered. And if you can't get entered in a month, then we're not promoting it correctly or something. So
right.
Anybody that wants to tell their people about it, whether it be relatives, friends, family members, doesn't make any difference. All you have to do is be a subscriber to Catfish Weekly and make your post on below on the post that I put up in the morning. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Shad, Call of Duty does not count.
No.
So you're automatically disqualified. Troublemaker. And Cody, yes, I have fished Lake Bloomington before.
Does anybody else got anything they want to ask Avid while we have him on here? And Avid, by the way, I do know what your name is, but I've called you Avid Fisherman for so long, I'm just going to keep doing it.
That's fine. If you ever want to call me by my first name, you can, but it's up to you. I'll leave
I know what it is. I just you've for the longest time now you've been Avid, so you're going to continue to be Avid with me.
Mobile Strike does not count either.
No.
No video games of warfare counts.
That's right.
Active, physical, military.
Yep, that has to be it. Yeah.
And I would like to give a shout out to Kelly's Bullocks experience right now. He's doing a Whisker Seeker, Dock Runner, Dock Demon Challenge. 38 inches or smaller rods. You can have up to 30-pound test on it. Any catfish over 10 pounds will qualify, but you have to go over to his channel and watch that video, like and comment on that video to be entered into it. It'll be going until July 4th.
And Kelly's doing a bang-up job, by the way.
Oh, he's doing amazing.
Yeah.
He was another guest on my show.
Yep.
I'm waiting to see him he's taking off just like everybody else has. And
yep.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm enjoying it. That's why if I can get more people up on there. Maurice Casey got it right. Dana Fisherman.
We want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. Avid, we won't wait so long to get you back on here. We'll have to make this happen a little more frequently. I appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been a great show, and we've had a lot of fun.
Anytime you want, bud, I'll be up here.
All right, sir. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next Monday night with Keith Robinson. Don't forget to tune in for that. You're going to enjoy that. Keith's a great guy. He's going to be an outstanding guest, and we're going to find out where he comes up with all them ideas for all them videos he makes. So be sure to tune in for that. Don't forget to watch the Bait Chop on Thursday night and then Panfish Weekly or Panfish Nation right after that. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you Thursday. Don't forget James is on Wednesday night, too. Good night, all.